The Arcturian Group, May 24, 2015. Webpage, onenessofall.com. We come in love to assist all in their evolutionary journey of remembering. The world appears to be filled with intense images of both good and evil at this time, duality expressed at its best and highest. This is because ever-increasing energies of light are greatly affecting the stability of anything and everything formed of old beliefs and concepts. Rejoice, dear ones, for it is you doing the heavy lifting that is changing world consciousness. The outer is always a reflection of the inner. Slowly but surely, a consciousness of oneness is emerging. More and more people are being intuitively guided to assist man, animals, plants, and the environment of Gaia herself in whatever ways seem to be needed. An understanding of many within one is gradually being born, which starts on the unconscious level and then moves into conscious awareness. Higher dimensional energies are serving to open the hearts of all who are ready, shifting them more deeply into the realization that every person, no matter the color of their skin or language they speak, as well as all life forms, are in and of the one substance and seek the same things according to their level of understanding. These things are peace, harmony, abundance, joy, all facets of unconditional love, the divine essence of all that exists, ever present and always calling. Often it is only an experience of some seeming disaster that brings this awareness to those still holding tightly to a sense of separation, choosing to live in white towers of self-righteousness and power, and who see themselves as separate and better than everyone around them. When change comes for these people, rejoice not in their seeming fall from grace but in the realization that they too are learning and evolving, but doing it the hard way. Today's message is about love, a topic spoken of and discussed on all levels throughout the world. A deep and truer understanding of the divine nature of love is vital to spiritual evolution. Love is the activity of oneness and is the basis for everything that exists. It is the glue that holds together all things and is interpreted and experienced according to the state of consciousness of the individual. Example: love, the connecting energy between all things within the one omnipresent consciousness, when interpreted through unevolved states of consciousness, will manifest outwardly as war, rape, abuse, and all the experiences of duality and separation. The one has never changed, nor could it ever be less than what it is. It is the state of the individual consciousness, as well as consensus consciousness, that interprets and manifests how you see and experience the world. A higher sense of love is beginning to awaken within the hearts of mankind. Love, the connecting energy between all living things, is beginning to be experienced and acknowledged profoundly more than in belief systems of the past. Most of you have lifetimes in which love was generally only thought of as something between a mother and child, or perhaps between friends or lovers, and often with strings attached. Love was more of a barter, and almost never unconditional. Often there was little or no love in marriages, which were simply contracts assuring convenience and safety for two countries, or families. For those of poorer means, it often represented another pair of hands to do the work. Women were more often than not considered bargaining chips or simply chattels, a means to an end. Love, even in the human sense, rarely entered into the picture. When romantic love did happen, it was frequently discouraged or even forbidden, if the union did not fulfill the concepts and beliefs of those in power, be it simple families or royalty. There has been very little understanding of the real nature of love, except for the occasional mystic. Concepts based in duality and separation have ruled the consciousness of mankind lifetime after lifetime, conditioning and interpreting love as well as everything else, in very limited ways. Love is beginning to be recognized as much more than simple emotional attachment. Over time, those of a higher state of consciousness tried to reveal unconditional love through their words and actions, but for the most part people were unable to embrace that level of consciousness. Your inner work is birthing a new world consciousness, and mankind is rapidly attaining an ability to learn about and live love, as the universal and unconditional truth of being that it really is. You have evolved, and are now ready to accept and integrate the deeper truth of unconditional love as being all there is. This must become an attained state of consciousness, If you are to move into the higher dimensional energies emerging and available at this time, which means awareness and practice on your part. You do not have to have fully attained this state of consciousness in order to move forward, but must have the honest intention to do so. The higher dimensions are dimensions of love, and cannot be entered still holding fast to a consciousness of separation, with all its accompanying judgment and criticism. The necessity for unconditional love occasionally acts as a block for the spiritually ready individual unable to embrace the idea of having to love everyone. When this happens, it means there is a misunderstanding of what unconditional love really is. It is possible to have unconditional love even for those living at very dense levels of awareness, once it is understood that unconditional love is not an acceptance of their actions, nor lowering into their level of consciousness. It is not attraction to, or acceptance of, everyone and everything regardless of how much havoc they may be causing, and neither is it an emotional desire to be with a person or place or thing, although that can be a part of it. Unconditional love is recognition, the recognition of ever-present divinity within all things even when the object does not care a whit about it. Unconditional love means every person or situation you become aware of must be seen with new eyes, which in turn trains the mind to interpret in new and higher ways. Begin to visualize a diamond in the heart of every person you become aware of, as you go about your day. Make this diamond a symbol representing the person's innate divinity, even if you do not like or respect what they represent. The news, the world, the things you hear about, or see, on TV, are all opportunities to practice blessing the world through recognition. There must come at some point, a realization of oneness in world consciousness, if it is to evolve beyond duality and separation, and you are light workers making it happen. Try and let go of judgment and criticism of appearances. For fear, worry, and concern serves to give them a power they do not have, and cements whatever illusory energy they do have. This can be difficult for those of you used to actively fighting the negative issues of the world, in your quest for change. You are being asked now, to take the next step, which is a letting go of resistance, and a moving into unconditional love. Your mind will accept this after a while, although at first it will rebel, for it has been trained in other ways. This never means you cannot sign a petition, or take some action you are being guided to take. It does mean that your first action now becomes one of unconditional love, which may or may not lead you to a next action. Attaining this state of consciousness, and the next step of your journey, and you are ready. We are the Arcturian group,